been so long. You've been gone. Tell me, show me what it is that you want to see. I don't know all the words, but that'll be the intro because your girl's been gone from YouTube for a little minute, yeah. And lately guys, I come up with a British accent, yeah. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Lex Chappelle, and today I'm going to review the Virgin Voyage cruise. It was my first time cruising, and honestly, it was so much fun. I want to give you the tea on how much it cost, the food, the excursions, the vibe of the ship, like all the tea. So stay tuned. And when I say we're going to get down to the nitty-gritty, we're to nitty-gritty. So I got to the port of Miami, which, you know, Miami is a vibe anyway. I feel like as soon as I stepped off the plane, my whole vibe and my whole energy changed. I went from rainy, cold in Philly to sun and palm trees. Like, nothing could mess up my day. Everyone was like so excited. So everybody just was like, whoa, are you ready? Yes, I'm ready. Like, vibe. So, you know, I checked in at 1:30. I think I checked in at 1:45. I was set to check in at 2 o'clock. But I met these girls. Hey, girls. Didn't know them out of can of paint, but I act like I was with them. They act like I was with them too, and I went in their boarding time, whatever. So I checked in 15 minutes early. The earliest time you could check in, I believe, is 1:15. We get in, you know, walk in or whatever, and again is, are you ready? Blah, blah, blah. Who's a virgin? Like, who's never been, you know, on or cruise with us? So, you know, people, you know, raised their hand, and surprisingly there was a lot of people that were like back, and I'm like, oh, okay, like y'all must love this. And I'm like, okay, well, you're a virgin now, but you're not gonna be a virgin, you know, next time, you know, pun. Yeah. So it was like, whose birthday is it? And you know, I'm like, what's up, it's my birthday, okay, if it's your birthday, make some noise. And I was like, whoa, it's me. They was like, who are you with? Like, you know. So those other girls that I didn't know, I'm like, oh, with them. Because he basically was like, y'all get to, you know, skip the line. So I'm like, since they said that I was with them back there to get into the 1:45, I'm going to look out for them now. We're going to skip the line. So we skipped the line. We went up, checked in, you know, told me my room, whatever. Checked in, and they gave us these. Ahoy, Stella. Can you see that? Excuse me, camera. Ahoy, Stella. So this bracelet is how you checked in to your room. And you basically put it on and wrap it or whatever. Has a cute little Stella hook. Look at that. Yeah. When you're getting drinks, you tap this. You tap this when you are anywhere that requires money. And it's hooked up to, you basically put a card on file, and it's hooked up to that card. But yeah, this is basically your lifeline. This, you can keep it on. It is waterproof, so you can shower in it and all that, so you'll have it on the whole ship. I get on the ship, it's all the way turned up. So I booked through their website. It was a solo trip, so it was just me. The total was $13.47. I did get the insurance, which is $100, so it came out to $14.47. I also got $300 on board credit for drinks, and I got $200 in seller's loot, which seller's loot you can use for excursions or anything that you want to get like on a ship. The room that I booked was the solo insider. However, when I got on the ship, I was given the insider, which is actually bigger than the solo insider. I was on the 9th floor. I didn't really feel too much rocking and shaking. I did wear the patches where you can get on Amazon, and I'll link them in my description. So if you guys want to buy those, you can. It takes about 10 to 15 minutes for the patches to kick in. I do know some people that put them on 24 hours before they go to sale, but I didn't have to do that. I put them on like 15 minutes before I boarded the ship, and I was fine. So back to the room. The room was very, 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 very nice. You can control everything via, I call it an iPad, but it really was a tablet, because everything was Samsung. So the TV, the tablet was Samsung. You can control the lights, the TV. You can ask for room service. You can order food to your room. everything like that on the iPad. I thought that was very, very swanky. They had different moods. So I was by myself, but you know, if you was with your boo, they had get in the mood. They had photo shoot, which, you know, made the lights like, you know, all bright and cute so you can get your selfie on. They had cinema, which I usually stayed in, which kind of like dimmed the lights a little bit like you were in a movie theater. Love that. So that was pretty cool. As far as movies and TV shows, they had a good variety of shows. I watched Hunk for Jesus, or Hunk for Jesus, I think that's what it's called, which is pretty new. They had Woman is King, which came out not too long ago, that just, you know, came out of theaters. They also had, you know, kind of up-to-date TV shows. They didn't have like a crazy variety. It wasn't like, you know, Amazon Prime or Netflix. None of that was on there. It was kind of pre-selected shows and movies. But I also didn't plan to be in my room. You know, I was out there ready to mingle, honey, ready to mingle. I booked the HIIT workout, I booked spin class, I booked meditation, I booked the cocktail making class, and you book everything through the app. So there's an app, and it's Virgin Voyage. It's not gonna work. I don't think it's gonna work for me now, because I'm not on a ship, but it's not gonna pull up anything. Once you basically book, or you have a booking, you download the app and you attach your trip to the app, and then it allows you to see when you take off. It has a countdown for you. You can upload your picture, you can upload all the documents that are needed. So the workout classes and the, you know, cocktail making class that I took, amazing. My favorite workout class had to be the HIIT workout class. It was amazing. Like 45 minutes of straight, like, burning calories, get into it. Very intense. I sweat a lot there. Surprisingly a good workout. I don't know why I thought like the workouts would be watered down on a cruise ship. You see what I did there? Watered down cruise ship. But they weren't. They got to sweating. Like, no, they weren't. You ready? Especially a guy with the HIIT, like the HIIT workout, he wasn't playing. Like, training is what he do, okay? 24/7, all day. Like, he was about that life. Spin class, cute. Music selection, yeah, it was mid. They had like Beyonce. They had too much slow jams. Like, they had good music, but it's like, I'm trying to get to it. But yeah, spin class, and like I said, all the classes were a little, they were packed, honey. Them people were not playing. There was no, oh, we're on vacation, I don't need to work out, no. The cocktail making class was a lot of fun, yeah.
If you want to dilute it more, if you want to make it a more watery and easy going, you're going to keep steering. If you want that taste of good old rum, you're just going to make a few swirls. And last but not the least, it is least, but it's also last. That is this orange peel. Why are we using this one? Because all the essential oils and actually those nice smelling teas which are in the citrus are all contained in the citrus peel.
So learning how to make different cocktails and make them cute, and how to, you know, take Instagram pictures and more appealing Instagram pictures was fun. Super duper fun. And honestly, the host on the cruise ship, anytime I went anywhere where, you know, it was hosted, they were so fun.
And since we've all been drinking, I'd like to mix it up. Raise your glass, twist your arm, now try and sip that cup. Cheers!
So we're getting down to the nitty-gritty about the parties, and someone asked me, or someone said when I said I was going to Virgin Voyage, oh, that's a cruise ship where they be having a sex parties. Well, so about that, I'm gonna get into it. Sex parties. I'm just gonna speak from my, like, this is from my lens, okay? Okay, I'm just gonna spill the tea. So basically, there's pineapples. But I feel like also this is in the real world too. Like, this is not the first time that this is a thing. So basically, if a couple is wearing pineapples, that means they're welcome to someone joining them. Like, you know, in the bedroom, in the relationship, whatever. There were a few couples, you know, that wore the pineapples. There's also upside pineapples that, you know, people put on their doors to welcome you in, which was a little weird because of the simple fact that there were straight people on there, there were gay people on there. So it's like, what if a gay couple had a pineapple and you're like, I come in, just saying, not that I would, be like, hey guys, let's party, let's do this. And it's a gay couple. They don't want me, okay? They want themselves another man, okay? So that just was like, you know, a little weird. I personally didn't see pineapples on doors. However, I did go on an excursion with people on the cruise ship, and they gave the rundown in the tea about the pineapples. I started to notice people that were wearing pineapples after that, because I honestly was having a time of my life. I wasn't paying attention to that. Like, I wasn't. Like, I was kind of like, woo, I'm just happy to be here, like, on a type of vibe. So people that were wearing pineapples, or that were like, you know, giving off that vibe, yeah, they didn't have like any open like sex parties. Of course they had, you know, condoms available on the ship. It's an adult only cruise, you know, wrap it up, be safe, okay? But that, it wasn't a cruise where, you know, people were having orgies everywhere, you know, no. So it's funny that people, you know, said that to me, because again, I was like, I've never heard that. And then again, when I got on the cruise, I didn't get that vibe. Their color is red, so maybe people, I don't know. And maybe again, because it's adult only. But I mean, with that being said, we are adults. So if you want to have sex, okay? And that's just on that. Just wrap it up, be safe, boom. I don't know why it's so taboo for people to talk about sex, okay? Like,
my mom was busting it down for my dad, and that's how I got here. That's how you got here.
As far as the other parties, the diva was great. She did, like, you know, the lip singing. Basically a drag queen, was killing it. That show was great. The other shows need work, and because it's a new cruise show, definitely understandable. They didn't have, like, you know, plays like other cruise shows had. They had certain, you know, dance shows that were like average. I like fell asleep at some of them, I'm gonna be honest. They weren't really, like, you know, entertaining me or getting my attention. The karaoke on a cruise ship, the karaoke was where I was at. Like, it was all the way live, okay? Like, it's something about, so they have the karaoke where you can reserve like karaoke rooms for you and like your friends. But again, I was solo dolo, so if you're solo or you just like karaoke with strangers, I prefer that anyway. You basically can go to the karaoke with the happening crew, which is usually 10 p.m. to midnight, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. And that's where I was at. It was always a good time, okay? It was a good time. I thought I was Beyonce, and not gonna hold you. One thing you need to work on though, Virgin Voyage, is why don't you have Deborah Cox, Stranger in My House, or somebody else? Is it somebody else supposed to be here? Stranger in My House. Yeah, somebody else is supposed to be here. When I tell you, I would have took that cruise down. My heart says no. I would have killed that. Like, the fact that you deprived the whole cruise ship of that, you should be ashamed of yourself. No, I settled for Crazy in Love by Beyonce and Dance with Somebody, Whitney Houston. Ooh, I wanna dance with somebody. Ooh, I wanna hit with somebody. When I tell you, I had the girls dancing to that one. That was a jam, okay? Everybody was up. Everybody was getting moving. Scarlet Night, it was mid for me. It's when you wear red, the shit basically turns into red. They had people, you know, what's those things where they be juggling, and, you know, the fire and the, they had all that. It was cute, but it just wasn't. The DJ was popping. Okay. And it's probably because I was having a time of my life, but I feel like, yeah, it wasn't popping because I feel like I was dancing with myself all night, and I'm trying to back it up, bust it open, back it up, bust it open. I had nobody do that with. So maybe that was a me problem, okay? A lot of the restaurants open 6 p.m. to 10 p.m. With Virgin Voyage, they don't have any buffets, which I liked. However, they had a pizza shop that was open, I would say it was like 11 a.m. to midnight. It was open really late. They had that. They also have a 24-hour diner. They do have what they call the galley, which is, to me, is kind of like a food court, but you still have people that, like, you know, wait on you and say, hey, what do you want to eat? There are about 3 restaurants where you can go up and you can get like pastries and ask them, like, oh yeah, can I get a croissant? Can I get overnight oats? And you can get that. And then they also have like a cold case where you can grab and go, just for people that are like, oh, I don't know about getting dressed up and going out to dinner every night. That's something I enjoyed, but you may not enjoy that. So they do have other options for people that just want to, you know, go and grab things. You also can order room service and take it to your room. I personally am not someone that eats in the middle of the night, so I didn't really mind that. I kind of like that everything shut down as far as food wise kind of at 10 p.m. because it kept me from eating, you know, it kept me on track with my eating habits. I also had the ice cream. They had like a gelato place. What I will say about Virgin Voyage, if you are vegan, vegetarian, have a strict diet, honey, they have all the options. They have a lot of plant-based, a lot of vegan options on the menu, which I was surprised at. My favorite restaurant on the cruise was the Wake, which the decor 10 out of 10, the food 10 out of 10. Their clam chowder, that clam chowder, like, and then they also have brunch that starts at 8 a.m. so you can go for brunch and then you can go later, yeah, for dinner. Like, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. All the restaurants, to me, I really enjoyed the food. The test kitchen was a little where I was like, and the test kitchen basically is where the chef, you know, has a menu or comes up with a menu. It's about 7 to 8 courses of foods, and I just wasn't really, it just takes a long time, and I guess because the chef is back there, like, you know, it's a test kitchen. So that's the only restaurant where I was like, But then they have Gun Bay, which I loved. Gun Bay is Korean barbecue, and it is community style. So I went by myself, but, you know, they sit you with other people, and you basically get sat in, you know, the table, and you're talking, you're playing games. They had all these, like, you know, different games in which you take, like, they had this Korean wine, and you take shots based on whatever game you're playing, and people are like yelling, "Gumbe, gumbe, 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 gumbe," like just hype, like ah. And at first it can be annoying when you get there because you're like, relax, and then you start playing the game and you get hyped too, and you're like, okay, I see what the commotion was about, I'm sorry. It was a vibe. It was a vibe. I enjoyed getting dressed up every night and going to dinner, even though it was with myself, honey. I wasn't enjoying myself on this cruise. Do you hear me? Like, fully enjoying myself. I loved every second of it. I was just living in the moment, and it was amazing. Yeah. As far as the attendees on the ship, it was very diverse. So there were some guys there. Most were married. The men that I found were single. There was this cute guy, but I found out he was like 23, and I'm just like, baby. He couldn't believe that I'm 33, but I'm like, she is. But yeah, there weren't many single guys on there, but it was very diverse. There was a very good amount of black women, Caucasians, Asians, Latinas. It was very diverse, and I love that. It also had all different age groups. Okay, so the cruise that I went on was the Dominican Days. We ported in Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic, and we also ported in Bimini, Bahamas, and Virgin Voyage has their own beach club in Bimini. So every cruise, I believe, all the cruises will port in Bimini, Bahamas. So for the excursions, or I guess I would go through both of the places. I'll start with Puerto Plata. Come here, close, zoom in. Those men in the Dominican Republic, baby, Linda, listen, them men is fine. So yeah, so get off the boat to like the beach club, and you know, I booked the excursion, the zip line over the ocean, the water. So we get on like a bus, like an open bus, like safari truck or whatever, where you can basically, there's no windows and you can see out to Puerto Plata while we're going to the site, which was about 30 minutes from the port that in which we ported at, whatever. There was a pool that you could just like stay, and there was also shops at the port if you didn't want to do any excursions. So the excursion was $70 USD. If you book with the cruise ship, not the cruise ship, if you book with the actual company, it's way cheaper than that. The $70, it came with the transportation to the site, the zip lining, you know, time at the beach, as well as lunch. But I believe it's about like $45 or $50 for the excursion if you book through, just like go straight, you know, through them and not through the cruise ship. Because this is my first cruise, sis ain't gonna get left, okay? So if you book through the cruise ship, you like, if there's any delay or whatever, the cruise ship waits for you. But also, Your girl had $200 in sailor's loot that I mentioned before. So I used $70 of that $200 to do the excursion. The excursion. We get to, you know, Puerto Plata, not Puerto Plata, but to the excursion site or whatever, where we zip line. And like I said, Dominican Republic, fine. What I will say is we got off, you know, there's lockers that you can get to put your stuff in it. I did have a change of clothes because we were at the beach, but when you're zip lining, you have to wear pants, or you can wear shorts, but they have to be very, like, they can't be like too high cut. Because you, again, have to put the harness and everything on, and I'll show pictures of that. So you have to make sure that you have, you know, enough, you know, for that harness thing to go on. So yeah, the guys there was putting, you know, the harnesses and stuff on. Very charismatic, or had the charisma, honey. Very wooing. I literally was joking, like, I'm about to be on 90 Day Fiance because I'm about to take one of y'all home. There was a few that spoke English. They had like broken English, but they knew enough. Baby, they knew it. They knew enough. So we do the excursion. When I tell you beautiful, breathtaking, it was about 6 zip lines, but 2 of them actually was over the water. Breathtaking. Like, the first few, this is about my 3rd time zip lining, and I have to like give myself a pep talk every time. And it's mostly because when you go to the top, it's just like, ah, we're far up, we're high up. Like, you're just like, ah. I feel like after that it's not bad because you're zip lining to all the heights, you know. But that first, when you have to get all the way up to the first zip line, is like, ah, don't look down. But then I look down and then I'm like, oh my god, my heart. And I just like, ah. But once I go, honey, she's in there. So that was beautiful. And then after that, like I said, they had lunch for us. I changed it to my little bathing suit, you know. And again, then it was fine. It was out. And I just got out of a situation, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, so yeah. My thing is, honey, we're not here for a long time, we're here for a good time, okay? So yeah, I still might be on 90 Day Fiance. Who am I to say the plans that the Lord has for my life, you know? You're just gonna have to stay tuned and wait and see. So that was the Puerto Plata, Dominican Republic. Beautiful. It was raining off and on, which was such a buzzkill to me. We got back to the beach club at Dominican Republic, and like I said, we had about 3 hours left, but I just got back on a boat because it literally rained. It was raining. I tried to wait it out. It still was raining. So I couldn't go into the city. Couldn't see more of Puerto Plata, which I was bummed about. But, you know, I'll be back. Like, because, you know, I got a couple boyfriends in DR now. So I'll be back to see them. Okay. Como estas? Muy bien, gracias, y tú. You know? So that was Puerto Plata. Literally, my camera died and we're back. So now we're talking about Bimini. Bimini is literally like 2 seconds long. So we get to Bimini. I got off the ship early because it was supposed to be a yoga in the ocean on the paddle boats, and it was canceled because due to weather, but it was nice weather. So I was confused about that, but a worker at the resort or the beach club said that they always cancel it. So that was a bummer. Do better, Virgin, because that was something that I wanted to experience. And I don't care if I'm bad with my balance and I may have fell in the water 30,000 times. You guys should stop canceling that, okay? Next time I go, it better be on, all right? So that was a bummer. But then, you know, I just sat in they had cabanas that you can rent. And then they also have like the half cabanas, I call them. They're like the beds with the little thing, the umbrella, whatever. So I found one of those, and when I tell you I took the best nap, it's something about smelling like the water, like ocean water, that you're just like, and then the calmness of it. When I tell you I was out like a light. I was out. So I slept for about 2 hours. Got up because I got there like around 10. Got up about noon, and I went and started drinking. Because I had a $300 bar tab. And when I tell you, at this point, when we got to Bimini, which was day 5, and you know, we sailed the next, or we ported in Miami the next day, I still had about $100 and something. And when I tell you I was drinking, when I was going to dinner, at least 2 cocktails, their drinks were priced regular. So a margarita was like $8. A lemon drop, which is my fave, was like $10 to $12. Like, it wasn't disrespectful, okay? So it was a thing of trying to, you know, drink all of that $300. If you were with somebody, it would have been better. You probably would have been good with that $300. So I woke up and I started drinking. They had frozen drinks and then they had the regular. The good thing with Bimini, which was not like Puerto Plata, you had to come out of pocket for your drinks. It wasn't all connected. Because Bimini, you're at the Virgin Voyage Beach Club in Bimini. You basically just take your bracelet and you tap it for all the drinks. You know, you're getting off the boat and you don't have to pay for drinks unless you go into town. And y'all know me. I went into town, honey. I went into town, baby. So after the little float party that they had, which was about 1:30, DJ, Virgin Voyage, if any representative is watching this, get a better, sis was not it. Y'all had a guy that was killing it. That techno girl, 2 out of 10. And I'm only giving her a 2 because she did some mixes with, you know, it's kind of R&B old funk, and then she went back into the techno. But I'm not trying to all day. I'm trying to bust it wide open. Do you hear me? I'm trying to literally lay it low. I'm trying to give y'all the Megan Thee Stallion knees, and I couldn't do that with all that. It was annoying. So took my cute little pictures in the floaties, dipped, okay? I didn't know how big Bimini was, okay? So when you come in, they have the free trolley that you can go, but that's only in the resort area. In the beginning of the, or where the trolley kind of ends is at the beginning of the resort area where you can then go into town. I didn't know this before. Again, how small it was. I could have walked it. I felt like it was safe. But again, I wasn't sure. So I did rent a cart, and that was about 60 USD. I rented a cart for 2 hours. Definitely feel like they got me, but you just charge it to the game, okay? I did a golf cart, and I was just roaming around Bimini, honey. Go ahead and get gone. Call up the chicken fish. But people were happy, bro. They were happy. They were vibing. There was people shooting dice. I went out and I found like the locals. I'm like, and this is me, it's like I be wanting to find the locals everywhere I go because I want to know how they live. I want to know how the vibe is. I want to get that energy. I feel like the tourist energy is like, okay, we're all seeing a new place, but I don't want to be around y'all. Like, you know, if I want to be around y'all, I'll be back in America. Cheers to the bartender. What's your name, bartender? Their energy is just like amazing. It's contagious. I'm also somebody, I ask like 30,000 questions. I just love to learn about like people and their experiences, because it kind of opens up my eyes that everyone has a story. Everyone is so different, and things that you take for granted, I take for granted, people would love. And that's, you know, vice versa. You know, there's people now that take, you know, driving a Tesla for granted. And I would love that, okay? Lexi with the Tessie coming soon. But I'm just saying, you know what I'm saying? So, just getting around, you know, people that are just so full of life and just so happy and so loving of the small things is literally a blessing. So I hung out with the locals for like an hour and a half. I met some amazing people. Definitely turned into the cruise girl, not gonna lie. I love it. It was definitely giving grown and sexy the whole time on the cruise, and I really like that. So yeah, so guys, this is the tea. I'm going to be selling again late November. You guys definitely can come. That's why you need to follow me on Instagram at Lex Chappelle. Definitely stay tuned for that. The tea, the deets, all that will be out there. So if you want to come, you can come. Okay guys, so that was my review of the Virgin Voyage cruise. If you guys have any more questions, definitely put them in the comment section. I don't mind answering them at all. And thank you guys for watching. Until next time.